Now, this probably isn't going to be a big shock to you, but if you turn on the TV and you look at a movie or maybe a TV series, alcohol, more often than not, is going to be portrayed as a good thing. The characters are going to look relaxed, look confident, look charismatic, all with their little glass of whatever. Now, in this video, I want to break down 5 embarrassing ways that alcohol actually ruined my life. I want to give you the other side of the coin because the world that we live in sees alcohol as a good thing, but the reality couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm going to break it down for you because I know, a lot of the times on this channel, I'm all about just talking about the benefits and how there's no benefit to drinking alcohol and so on. But sometimes it's important to reflect because my life has changed so much in the past 3 years, just in every single way that you can imagine, things have got better. But I want to go back to what things were like because you might not be at that point yet. You might not have made this change yet. You might still be putting the pieces together, figuring out if you want to do it. So I really want to break this down for you to encourage you and to know that there is still hope for you. Because when I say that alcohol ruined my life, what I mean is that I'm not saying that it was at absolutely ground zero where everything was destroyed. I'm not saying things were good. They were pretty damn bad, right? I got to a pretty bad place with alcohol. But what I'm saying is that I know for a fact that the 5 things that I'm going to break down in this video for you, the bad things that were happening were a direct result of my drinking. That's what I mean. When I say alcohol ruined my life, I mean that it was the cause of these things that I'm going to break down for you. So listen, I think you guys are going to love this one. Make sure to stay tuned. And just before we get into the video, if you want my help stopping drinking, using first principles thinking, without AA, without willpower, without rehabs, and you want to do it with coaching in a positive, optimistic way, make sure to click the link in the description to learn a bit more about the Sober Clear program, or you can head over to soberclear.com. There's a bunch of reviews on there of other people in the program, other business owners, other professionals. So either head over to soberclear.com or click the link in the description, and let's get into it. So the very first way that alcohol ruined my life was that I had a lack of confidence and self-esteem. Now, I know not everybody is like that. I know there's plenty of people that I speak to that are thinking of joining the program that don't have confidence issues, that don't have self-esteem issues, and they drink. But what can happen is as the drinking increases, confidence and self-esteem can start going down. And then what can happen is that we might make an attempt to stop drinking, then we might end up failing, or we might say, I'm only going to drink, a few drinks here and there, and then you go and get smashed. Whatever could happen. And when these things start happening again and again and again, this is how the confidence can get hit. I'm not trying to say that that's going to, mean that you can't go to work and you can't interact with people and you can't do these things. And I'm not saying that you're sat there beating yourself up every day, but what I'm saying is that when I was drinking, I lacked confidence. I lacked self-esteem because every day I'm destroying myself. I'm destroying my health. I'm destroying my confidence by drinking alcohol in the first place. And what's really happening is through drinking alcohol, I was never really creating a very good track record. I'd try to do certain things. I'd try to set goals. I'd try to do X, Y, Z. And then I'd get knocked back. So I'd end up feeling very worthless. I wasn't feeling like I was at 100%. And to be honest, I just didn't like myself. I didn't like myself when I was drinking because I just wasn't the person that I wanted to be. I didn't put that energy out there. I wasn't being a leader. I wasn't helping other people. And that's who I want to be. When I was drinking, that just never happened. And I know that alcohol was the cause of that because obviously I've not drank now for 3 years and now the confidence has come back and the self-esteem has come back. But there were periods in my life where I had a few months without alcohol, 9 months without alcohol, a few weeks without alcohol. And every single time that I stopped drinking, this came back in bucket loads. It was like a different person was coming back out. So I know that alcohol destroyed my confidence, destroyed my self-esteem. And when I got rid of it, those things just started coming back to me. And I know for some of you guys, that might not be a major issue for you, but I do believe that when you remove the alcohol, these things increase. These things increase, you start to like yourself more, you start to feel more self-esteem, and that's a great thing. I mean, who doesn't want more self-esteem? Who doesn't want to like themselves? So the next way that alcohol was ruining my life is, and it's kind of leading on from the last point, it was always 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. Like any time that I wanted to make progress on something, I'm not saying that I wasn't making progress. There were times when I was doing my degree, right? I was making progress on my degree and then I'd, do some work and it was good work. And then I'd go and get slaughtered for 3 days and then I'd knock back my progress. It might be health related, where I'd be training consistently for a few weeks. I wasn't drinking so much. I'd be eating well, getting a bit stronger. And then the weekend would come around. I'd be going out Friday, Saturday, drink on Sunday, not go to the gym for 3 days, hangover for 2 days, 5 days gone. This cycle just went on for so long. Anytime that I wanted to make progress, it would always be 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Because what would happen is I would make some progress and then I'd go on a big session and then that progress would get knocked back. I'm not saying that's for everybody. Maybe you're in a position where it's 2 steps forward, and then half a step backwards. Maybe you don't drink the way that I used to drink. Maybe it's just, 5 or 6 drinks at nighttime, whatever. And for you, it's more like, yeah, you'll take some progress, but then you'll go backwards. But for me, like living that, up and down life where it's forwards, backwards, all because of a drug that is doing nothing for me. And then when I got rid of it, life was 10 times better. It doesn't make sense. The trade-off just isn't there. Like, why would I want to keep something in my life that every time that I put it in my body, all the progress in everything that's important to me goes backwards? Like, it might have been a fight with my girlfriend. It might have been waking up late or not having the right energy at work. It just knocked me back in every single way. And listen, you might be at a point where you say, well, that trade-off is worth it. I love alcohol so much that I am willing to, have a day hungover so I can go out drinking. And, that's why doing the introspection, doing the work, really breaking things down from first principles and looking at statements just like this are so, so important, because at the end of the day, alcohol does nothing for you. You can still go out, you can still have a good time. You don't need to drink alcohol. Kids do not drink alcohol at birthday parties and they have the best time of their lives. They're running around with beams of energy. You are still that person. But the point is for me, it was just this cycle of 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, again and again and again. And it sucked and I hated it because this exact type of stuff just fed into the low confidence and the low self-esteem. A third thing that happened as a result of drinking is that I had a broken relationship, a broken business, and a failed career switch. When I had a period of my life when I wasn't drinking, it was about 9 months. The confidence came back. I was working as a personal trainer. Things were going really well. And I got into a relationship with a girl. And, we stayed together the first 9 months that I wasn't drinking. No problems at all. It was a great relationship. As soon as I started drinking again, I started changing. My behavior started changing. I wasn't contributing to the relationship as much anymore. I was thinking more about me. I wasn't calling as much, and so on and so forth. And I attribute that relationship just crumbling away directly as a result of my behavior as a drinker, because it was fine beforehand. When I wasn't drinking, using willpower, I built a personal training business. It went really well. It was my last year of university. I probably had like 20 clients. It was really busy. It was really awesome. And then as soon as I started drinking again, I just wasn't showing up the same way. I remember that I slept in for a consultation because I was hungover and I said, do you know what, who cares? That attitude just not very conducive towards success. And what basically happened is I was a personal trainer, and it's very hard to lead people into a good, fit, healthy lifestyle when I'm not living it. I'd even picked up smoking again at this point. So I'm smoking, drinking, and trying to be a personal trainer. My integrity just didn't allow me to do that. I couldn't step up as a leader. So that business just kind of went away. I just got rid of my clients. I gave them to other people in the gym. And that was the end of that chapter. And then what I did is I moved to London. I tried to start a career in recruitment. And, I'm drinking a lot at this point. I'm smoking cigarettes. And then, boom, I'm in this office in recruitment. And it's a sales environment. Everybody thinks they're flipping Wolf of Wall Street nonsense. And everybody thinks they're Mr. Big Shot London guy. And I went there. I went after that because when I'm drinking, I'm just not the same. So I went to there. I just couldn't handle it. That lifestyle of drinking and selling on the phone all day, it just ain't for me. And because I was drinking and because I had that lifestyle, again, it all leads back to that lack of confidence. There's no way that I would feel good about myself and try to, encourage people to use my service, to move jobs and all that stuff. Listen, that just was not going to happen when I was drinking. And to cut a long story short is when I basically left London, I was minus £2,000 in the bank account, had to go back to a restaurant again. And it was at the restaurant where that was it. That's where I had that moment where I was like, never again. It is a done deal. I am finished with alcohol forever. And I've never looked back. Things have just got better and better and better. So whilst this isn't very nice content and nice information, I just want to tell you that these things did get better once I got rid of the alcohol. Now, the fourth thing that I want to touch on is upsetting family members. More often than not, if I'd had a few drinks in me, or if I was hungover and my mum called me, or my nana called me, or my auntie called me, or whatever, I am not answering that phone. I was ashamed. Because every time that I would speak to my family, they'd ask me, have you been drinking? I've had to call up family members before and ask them to borrow some money. I remember borrowing £500 off somebody because I had no money for my rent. I had to borrow the money off them and to pay them back because guess what? Leon's gone crazy again. I've lost wallets. I've lost cards. I've lost money before. And my family, when I was drinking, I'm upsetting them. They don't want to see their son, their grandson, their cousin, their brother doing this stuff. They don't want to see me running around the town like a lunatic, getting smashed, not living up to my potential. Who wants to see that in a family member? Nobody. So when I'm drinking, automatically I'm upsetting the family members because they know if I'm drinking, right? Because it's like two different people altogether. When I'm not drinking, things are going well. I'm training. I'm working hard, I'm doing all of this stuff. And then when I'm drinking, it's a different person altogether. And this would upset my family so bad. And really, all of this stuff just leads into a feeling of shame. And what I mean is a shame in the man that I was becoming. And, it's quite difficult to share this stuff because it's embarrassing. All of these kind of things were not who I wanted to be. I did not want to go the next 20, 30 years living like this. I did not want to be that man. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to put that out into the universe. And I felt a lot of shame. I knew that what I was doing was wrong. I knew that if I got rid of the alcohol, things would get better because every time that I'd done that, they got better. To be honest, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I found a solution. I'm so grateful that my life changed. I'm so grateful that I've been able to help other people do that exact thing and help them stop feeling that shame in who they're becoming, getting rid of the alcohol and going towards somebody better, becoming somebody better. And to me, that's what this journey is all about. It's figuring out the alcohol stuff. It's getting rid of that and then it's moving forward, right? It's focusing on the future, focusing on building a better life for yourself, becoming a better person, a better individual, and really just becoming somebody of more value. And that is exciting. I'm excited for you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Head over to soberclear.com if you want more details on the program. Have a great day.